Quick stretch, little snack, and here we go.
When a movie ends and the credits roll, we typically expect the story to conclude, with the plot and conflicts neatly resolved. However, some films buck this trend, leaving us on the edge of our seats with cliffhangers and unanswered questions. From mind-bending mysteries to heart-stopping thrillers, these movies have taken the concept of a cliffhanger ending to new heights. In Top 10 Cliffhanger Movie Endings Part 1, we explored a selection of films that made a significant impact with their suspenseful, unresolved finales. If this video piqued your interest and you haven't seen Part 1, we strongly encourage you to give it a watch once you're finished here. But the thrill isn't over yet. Now prepare for Top 10 Cliffhanger Movie Endings Part 2 as we continue our thrilling countdown. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the next 10 entries in our countdown.
Tell them. Tell them all. Whoever comes, whoever it is, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all.
Coming in at number 10 is Back to the Future 1985. Marty McFly's Michael J. Fox life is a train wreck. His father, George Crispin Glover, is regularly tormented by his boss, Biff Tannen, and his mother, Lorraine, is an alcoholic who is overweight. Marty receives a phone call from his scientific friend, Dr. Doc Emmett Brown, instructing him to meet at Twin Pines Mall at 1:15 a.m., where Doc reveals and shows a time machine powered by plutonium constructed within a DeLorean.
Marty, you made it!
Yeah.
Welcome to my latest experiment. This is a big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
Marty accidentally starts the time machine, transporting him back to 1955 and interfering with his adolescent parents' rendezvous. Marty must find a method to persuade Doc that he is from the future, reconcile with his parents, and eventually return to the future. In a cliffhanger finale that required a sequel, the most luxurious automobile in cinematic history lifts off and flies into the unknown future. Moving on to number 9, we have Lost in Translation 2003. Bob Harris, or Bill Murray, is an elderly American film actor. He travels to Tokyo for advertising and meets Charlotte, Scarlett Johansson, the young wife of a visiting photographer.
I like this one. If I fall, someone will notice.
Yeah.
Bob and Charlotte, bored and tired, make perfect, though unlikely, traveling partners. Charlotte is yearning for her place in life, while Bob is content with a mediocre marriage in the United States.
Did I scowl at you?
No, you smiled.
They live the American experience in Tokyo both independently and jointly. Because of Bob and Charlotte's cultural and linguistic disparities, they experience both perplexity and hilarity. When it comes time for Bill Murray's Bob Harris to depart Tokyo, they split on tumultuous terms. Amid the closing scene, Bob stops his automobile when he sees Charlotte amid a crowd on the street. They kiss for the first time, and Bob murmurs something in her ear before leaving her beaming in his wake. At number 8, we have Blade Runner 1982. In a dystopian 2019, Los Angeles filled with towering buildings, bounty hunter Rick Deckard, or Harrison Ford, a grizzled former Blade Runner, is pulled out of retirement after 4 renegade Nexus 6 replicants steal a spacecraft and crash land on Earth.
Monsieur, Admiral Kovachin Engambite. He say you under arrest, Mr. Deckard.
Got the wrong guy, pal.
Lo-fi.
Meanwhile, while the frantic, synthetic humanoids search for their creator, Deckard leaves no stone unturned in the neon-lit city, attempting to track down and retire the hazardous androids. But Rick is increasingly troubled by contradictory feelings. Even when Blade Runner 2049 revealed the aftermath, we still wondered, was Rick Deckard a replicant? Coming in at number 7, we have The Italian Job 1969. Charlie, or Michael Caine, has a job that he must do.
I will, Harry, I will.
Say hello to the big world for me, Charlie.
Bye-bye. Goodbye, Mr. Bridger.
After being released from jail, he discovers that one of his pals tried a high-risk job in Italy directly under the nose of the mafia. Charlie's acquaintance fails to advance, so Charlie takes over the job. He plans to use 3 Mini Coopers, 2 Jaguars, and a bus to bring Turin to a halt, take the gold, and go. At number 6 on the list is The Thing, 1982. An American scientific trip to the freezing wastelands of Antarctica. The helicopter chasing the dog explodes, giving no reason for the chase. The crew quickly concludes that an extraterrestrial life form capable of taking over their bodies is on the loose, and they have no idea who has already been taken over. Unsurprisingly, the cliffhanger was not replicated in the 2003 version. A shape-shifting extraterrestrial attacks a party of researchers in Antarctica in The Thing. With the chance that it may be any of them, the squad gets anxious and suspicious as they are slain one by one until only 2 remains. For a good cause, the guys, McReady, Kurt Russell, and Childs Keith David don't trust each other. But as the research station burns around them, they have few alternatives, and the most likely outcome is that they will freeze to death.
Now how's this motherfucker wake up after thousands of years in the ice?
And how can it look like a dog? I don't know how. Because it's different than us, see? Because it's from outer space. What do you want from me? Ask him.
Why don't we just hang out here and see what happens? In a suitable outcome that builds on the film's themes of isolation and paranoia, McReady says, leaving their fates and identities a mystery. Number 5 on our list is 28 Weeks Later, 2007. The story begins 6 months after the rage virus has swept throughout London. Don, Robert Carlyle, and his wife Alice Catherine McCormack shelter in a country cottage with 4 other people during an endemic of the Fury virus in England.
Get the bits!
Don and Alice are relieved that their 2 children are away from the crisis on a school trip to Spain. They let a small child into the house, but the infected follow him and break in. The others are murdered. Don abandons Alice to rescue himself. 28 weeks later, the infected had all died of starvation. While the gang may have escaped, their fates are uncertain, and the last moments end the film in a fittingly chaotic, sad tone. And number 4 is Star Wars Episode 5, 1980. The opening crawl of this sequel to the previous Star Wars film, Episode 4 A New Hope, reveals that, following the destruction of the Death Star, the Rebel Alliance was forced to evacuate their base on the Yavin Moon, and the dreaded Imperial fleet of the Galactic Empire has pursued the Rebel Alliance across the galaxy, forcing them to establish a secret base on the remote ice planet Hoth. Darth Vader, David Prowse, voice James Earl Jones, dispatches robotic probes to locate the base and its commander and hero, Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill. It's a stunning surprise that Return of the Jedi treats with care. It doesn't only transform this cliffhanger into a deceptive twist. Coming in at number 3, Kill Bill Volume 1, 2003. Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino's double feature, was initially envisioned as a single, ultra-long action masterpiece before Tarantino discovered the attraction of cutting the picture into 2 independent yet complementary parts of the same jigsaw. Kill Bill Volume 1 is the more action-oriented of the 2 films, but Volume 2 has more enormous psychological and emotional stakes. Much of what is conceivable in Volume 2 is made feasible by the game-changing disclosure at the end of the previous film. The spectator discovers that the daughter of Uma Thurman's The Bride is still alive, casting a new light on her ambition to execute Bill. And now, at number 2 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 2022. Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman, Jim Carrey, has been stuck on the Mushroom Planet for some time.
Around here, we simply grip each other's hands tightly.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Ah!
During his search for a route back to Earth, he attempted and failed horribly to produce mushroom coffee. He quickly believes he's discovered the perfect means to return home after creating a ring gateway to another realm. 3 warriors emerge, only to be caught in Robotnik's web of traps. Knuckles the Echidna, Idris Elba, emerges from the portal and discovers Robotnik clutching Sonic's, or Ben Schwartz's, quill.
Not rocket!
inquires about. Robotnik gladly offers to show him around. Sonic the Hedgehog 2's post-credits scene promises the return of fan-favorite Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Finally, there is John Wick 2 in 2017. John Wick, or Keanu Reeves, heads to Abram Tarasov's or Peter Stormare warehouse to get his automobile.
Man can stay here a long time and never eat the same meal twice.
Jonathan, just walk away.
Yeah, Jonathan. Walk away.
Abram seeks vengeance on John for the deaths of his brother Vigo and nephew Yosef. Before he reaches his car, John kills all of Abram's guards. A group of Abram's men assault John as he drives away. Wick's automobile is badly damaged when the henchman collides with it. But he beats off each man before making his way to Abram's office. When John arrives, he pours a drink for both Abram and himself. He chooses to spare Abram and provides him with serenity. Anxiety rises as the clock approaches his final hour, and cell phones surround him. As other phones ring, Wick accelerates from a stroll to a full sprint, escaping the park for the first time being. And that's a wrap on Top 10 Cliffhanger Movie Endings Part 2. We hope this cinematic journey has been as exhilarating for you as it has been for us. If you've joined us midway or simply want to revisit the first set of masterpieces, we highly recommend checking out Top 10 Cliffhanger Movie Endings Part 1. I will leave the link in the description. So, which movie ending had you on the edge of your seat, yearning for more? Were there any exciting endings that we missed? Kindly let us know in the comment section below. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content like this.